Okay, I recorded it now. I have it recorded. All right. So who wants to talk first?
I know one of the main things that for like the color part that we read, learning about like the cool and warm colors and which colors work together. So like the blues and purples will bring out like the more, I guess like moody, like being sad, and then like bright colors like red and yellow were more exciting and stuff like that. And kind of same for lines. So like the sharper lines were exciting and more bold versus like the round ones were just more organic and chill. That's like one thing that I can come up with at the top of my head.
Okay.
It's like the same for me with the shapes. I know like how you take like the different shapes and can create like in let's say like different type of figures and like taking like circles and like making like a flower out of it or like a rectangle and like make like a person like as shown as in uh the um the example as in the fundamentals of visual design as it shows in like there how you take like different shapes can use to create like either a person or any type of shape versus using just lines and color and like the thickness and stuff.
If you want, I can put right now the I can share the screen if you guys want me to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess another thing that stood out to me was like the differentiation when it comes to like brands. So like knowing so like for example, Apple was one of our research ones that he gave us, for example. And it's like they're just very clean to the point and like they let the user know that it's pretty simple to use versus like another brand that was I can't really think of one off the top of my head, but for Apple, that was their like differentiating them from the other brands that makes them stand out.
I think Nike was the other brand, like Nike shoe.
Hmm.
Yeah, I saw that too. And supposedly it shows like I think it was Nike, supposedly it will show like I think it was the how much people will like show how much they run fast. I remember seeing the video, like they were saying that supposedly that they were running, like they were showing that's how much they show their trying to remember. They show how much like someone runs fast or runs slow. Like it shows like that in the I think in the ad it shows in the video.
I think one thing that really stood out to me in the fundamentals of visual design, I think, is texture. It doesn't have to be physical where you can actually touch it. It can be implied with different shapes and colors and such.
Yeah.
Yeah, like or the circles and triangles are for structure and order, but like Blanca said, the organic shapes are more evoke natural feelings.
Mhm.
I like how she put it. They're more chill.
Yeah.
Yes, I agreed. I did see that too because like I remember like they were like they're more relaxed too.
Yeah.
It almost kind of reminds me of like the one, well, all the episodes of SpongeBob, how they have like the little flowers in the back.
Oh
Kind of
yeah, it's
wine.
like all different like sizes and how
Yeah.
it's like contorted. Yeah.
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 I was gonna use Snoopy, but I can't draw Snoopy. And so I was like, I don't know what to draw. So I was like, I will find the easiest drawing to design, but I was having a hard time. So yeah. And let's see. Let me try share the screen so I can find the stuff.
Yeah, did anyone understand the Gestalt design?
I was confused about it.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what
like I seen it and we're like, okay, I know like you want it to be like kind of like similar, like as he mentioned, like in the live lesson. I didn't attend the live lesson because I was busy, so I had to watch a recording. And I was like so confused. I'm like, okay, we have to make it kind of like similar, but not so similar, but not too different, but not so much different. I'm like, okay, it's like confusing. And I was comparing it to
Yeah.
my work from like week 3. It's like I redid my entire project. I'm like, okay, how does this correlate with what I had before without changing it too much, but still incorporating like the G salt, the shapes, the color, the lines, and everything else. I was just like so confused.
I was the same way too. And then like he let me more time, but I was still confused with the whole thing.
Right.
Like I couldn't even like I had a little bit of hard time like drawing the stuff and then like
Yeah.
like and then having the shapes too. And then my
And like
right now
having a match.
yeah, to match with it too. Like I even like had a hard time with like I did I think it was the Converse
Hmm.
and I saw that it had like two like three like 4 or 6 triangles and I tried to do the triangles like for the stars
Hmm.
and I couldn't do it either.
See.
If anyone wants to share their screen, they can share their screen. Let me see if I can go mine.
I have what we're supposed to do. I don't know if that's what y'all want pulled up.
If you want, let me see if I can let you in on it.
Because I know eventually we're each gonna have to show our designs that we came up with, unless we just each pull them up on our like ourselves on everyone's screen.
And that was for the projects from week 1 through 3, right? Because we
Yeah.
haven't done the one for okay.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm analyzing the I think someone's work.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, if anything, I guess we could each just go to the what we submitted and find everyone's individually instead of sharing the screen if like that comes to be a problem.
Yeah.
So I went through and took all of your guys' mastery journals that you linked,
Mhm.
Hmm.
and I was able just to scroll right through and find them all right there.
Okay.
I found that to
Yeah,
be
that
the
was that is a lot easier.
Yeah.
That's more easier. I know
Mm.
I didn't do mine very well, so if you guys wondering.
Oh, I guess another thing that we didn't talk about right now is like we talked about shape and color, but like the whole text thing, I think it is like kind of cool how, if you want to go like more old-timey, there's like a different font for that, or if you want to go like bolder and like sharper, you can like I guess differentiate like what words you want to stand out more by the text size and the lines.
Yeah, I seen that too. Is like when I was doing my project for I think it was the week 2 where we had to choose like our famous like graphic designer. It's like
Mhm.
kind of hard is because I know we wasn't supposed to like focus so much on the typography part, but it's just more like the colors and the shapes. But as I was going through there and as we moved on through like the course week, it did really stand out because it's cool how you could see like the typography, how you can like either make it bigger, smaller, and like change like the sizing and like the shading of it to get like the type of style that you want. I know there was for my graphic designer that I chose Louise, I think Phil, I think it's Philly. I'm not sure how I'm pronouncing her last name, but for her, when she does her typography and her lettering, she normally writes it out because she says she feels more of a connection through the lettering when she writes it out by hand, and then she takes it and puts into Adobe Illustrator and she goes from there. And more of her style is mainly like a Italian feel. So it's kind of cool to see how even though you can also get it just by using the fonts that's already given to you through Adobe Illustrator, but also drawing out by hand and then configuring it to like the shapes, like using a pen tool, like as like it mentioned, like with the curvature and everything. It's kind of cool how you can get like different types of textures and like the shapes and everything.
See, you
Yeah.
make me feel like I cheated. I just used the the actual font,
I did too, and some
and I
and
just
some of them
found
I
like the
did, and then I
perfect.
changed it. Right. It was like it was kind of easier. Like my handwriting is not the perfect, but I'm like, okay, if I could take the text and then like use like the pen tool or like the I think the little tool that's underneath the pen tool, it looks just like a pen, but it's like makes like a little
Oh.
circles and you can like change them, like make them like more rounder. I just used that. It was like so much easier because my handwriting is not the best.
I did feel like I should have done that, but I couldn't.
Right.
Yeah, I know, was it the second week where we were choosing our artist, our designer, and then replicating our own?
Hmm.
So I did a design based off of that, but I had no idea we were going to turn it into a flyer.
I didn't either.
Yeah, so like my
Yep.
design was like it was a lot of color in it, and I was like, "Oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to make this into a flyer," because if that was the case, I would have done completely different.
That's
And
how mine was. It was like a whole bunch of color, and I'm like, this is too much color. It's overpowering. So I'm like, I'm gonna just trash it and like restart. So I did end up restart, but I did end up keeping like the two like women that you see on like on the sides. I did end up keeping those two that I use like with the shapes and with the pen tool. But everything else, I just trashed it, like restarted over. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of happy with this one. So it was a
See,
lot
mine
better than
mine
before.
needed more color. I thought your guys's were nice with all the extra color because mine just has a lot of that white space now.
I
Mine,
was gonna do like a lot of white space, like to keep it like minimalistic, but I'm like,
Mhm.
well, honestly, I wasn't sure like how much we could change from it. So I was like,
right,
I'm gonna try to keep it like add to it, but not change it as much. And
right.
I like seeing everybody else's, and I was like, okay, damn, like I could have done more. But yeah, like specifically with the text, it was kind of hard finding spots like to add that into it because I was like, I don't want it to be like way too much. And yeah, but so I mean, that's my takeaway with the typography stuff. I was like, okay, I got to figure out what font looks best. What like do I push it all to the left, center it? Do I push it all to the right? Uh, I don't know, things like that. And then like trying to figure out what color to put it to, since everything else had colors. I was like, I think black might just be the best one.
Yeah, and you still got to stick to the designer's color too. You
Yeah.
don't pick like a bright color and they do not use bright at all.
yeah. I tried to do that too, and mine like my raspberries or blueberries, what I did not come out the best. It came out like a first grader.
Yeah, for me, I'm mostly a traditional artist, and I had joined this program like a few days late, and so when I saw that we were like going to be using Adobe Illustrator, I kind of freaked out because I'd never really like used it before, and I'm not as good as translating my traditional art to my digital art. So trying to like relearn how to use or try to like kind of learn Adobe Illustrator so that I'm up to pace with like the master's program, and then on top of that getting it to look similar to an entirely different like graphic designer's work was very like kind of difficult for me. So it was really fun though, kind of like changing my style around and experimenting with like the shapes and colors. For the graphic designer that I chose, his name is like Saul Boss or Base. I don't know how to say it either. Um, and like kind of experimenting with this because he's got a very simplistic style, but it ends up being extremely complicated for somebody that like does not know how to use Adobe Illustrator at all. And so that was really interesting.
You're
For
not
my
alone. I had no idea what I was doing either. I didn't even know how to
Yeah.
download all of it.
I have used Illustrator before in my bachelor's when I did my bachelor's, but that was like a long time ago.
Yeah, I did mine because I graduated of July of last year, and then I'm back now. So when I used Adobe Illustrator, it was for one assignment and the very, very, very first class for our course. So I had no idea. And most of the stuff that I did for that assignment, it was just like copy and pasting images and getting it to do like a some type of template font. And so I was like, "Oh, this is new."
Mm. For
Yeah, the
me,
last time I used Adobe Illustrator was in my bachelor's degree, which was like 3-ish years ago.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a refresher.
I
It
know
took a
for
lot of
me
time
it's
to get
too.
everything.
For me too, because it's like already been like almost 2 years that I used it, or 3 years.
Mhm.
So it's been a while. I haven't even like touched Illustrator. It's still like until right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably my first time using that. My bachelor's was in economics, so I did like a complete 360.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine was journalism, so I knew how to do it very well because that's why I learned it. Like I learned it also when I was doing my associates too.
Mm.
So
Can
I
I ask sorry.
yeah.
Oh, can I ask what you guys use for like art? Because I literally use my computer mouse, and that's also what made it like extremely difficult.
Yeah, that's what I use.
I used to.
Yep. I use the computer. I mean, I have my iPad, but I like the computer better.
I know, me too. I have my iPad too, but I know I like the computer better.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever like used like the Procreate and like transferred into like Adobe Illustrator? Like, like the Apple like Procreate app?
I
I've
used
never done.
Oh.
I used Clip Studio Paint. That's what I normally use, but I didn't think about like trying to transfer it, and so I think that's also what made the assignment harder for me because I was trying to figure out like just how to even like draw regularly. Because what I started using was that one tool where it's like you have to kind of connect the dots and it'll make a line and it'll kind
Mm.
of like fill in the
Yep.
shapes. And I just kind of used that for my art for the whole way through, which low key came in clutch because that kind of helped with the simplistic like style for the artist
Mhm.
or graphic designer that I was doing. But in the future, I've got to figure out how to do something else.
Yeah, I pretty much did the same thing. I wanted to use the other tools, but I also wasn't too sure that he was gonna like look up the files and see like what exactly we used for it. And I know he like
Yeah.
made the past the pen one, so I was like, oh, I'll
Yep.
just stick with that.
I was gonna do the same way too because it's more easier, but I was like, should I do that or should I not do that? So I was like, I don't know.
I did
Yeah.
end up using like the shape tool, like the circle shape tool,
Yep.
like to form like the circle, but I ended up using like the scissors to like cut like the circle to like make like a half circle and
Pretty
um like join it together. So I'm like it's kind of like easier, but I still end up did having to use the pen tool just to like clean up some of the lines, but I'm like I'm not really good at drawing circles like with the computer mouse and like trying to get it perfect and everything. So I'm like, this is like the easiest way. I know it's like a shortcut, but it's not like too much of like a change, but it did help a lot.
I can't even draw a circle with paper. I had to use the bowl.
I did too, like for my sketch, I used like a lid and I had to chase around it. And so like
I used
that kind of made it easier.
the shapes that I had for Illustrator,
Mhm.
and I did that, and I just used that, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna use that. And then I had a hard time too with like the line part because like I was trying to do the line, and then
Mhm.
sometimes it didn't even come out like very well. So I was like, oh man, I'm giving up on this.
Yeah.
I think we're all just procrastinating to critique each other's work.
Yeah, I think it was a good talk to lead up to it.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I don't know if anyone else has an idea, but I figured we all just pick one person and everybody critiques their work and then move to the next person.
Okay.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too since
Here.
we're on Zoom.
Anyone
Um,
want to volunteer to go first?
um, I'll volunteer. I'll get it out the way. No one ever remembers the first one.
Remind me not to go last then.
I don't want to go last either.
Would we pull it up like on our own screens, or are we gonna do like a share screen kind of situation?
We can share screens.
Okay.
If you want to share your own.
Only reason I asked that is because I feel like we'll each have to disconnect and then reconnect, so that'll be like six.
Oh,
It might be easier if one person just shares their screen and pull everything up so we wouldn't have to disconnect and then connect.
I can share my screen. Let me just
So, Cheyenne, you had all of the links already, right?
yeah, I found Jasmine, Harmony, and yours.
Okay.
I wasn't able to get um I'm so sorry, I'm so bad with names. Um Maria, is that right?
yeah.
Okay, I couldn't click on yours, it wouldn't let me. And then Kamaya's, I didn't see a link, and I think that was it.
Yeah, I have to work on my mastery journal. I don't really have one because mine I'm still using um the one from the graphic design or not graphic design. I'm still using the one from the digital marketing course, so I have to
Yep.
update it so it's with this one. So I have to go in and delete everything. So my mastery journal isn't complete yet or anything.
I do have your week 2 at least pulled up. I took screenshots of it.
Yeah, I didn't have week 1, and for week 3 he gave me an extension for today, and so after this Zoom meeting I was gonna go finish it. I was a little confused on the assignment because I'm pretty sure it's basically asking for like an overlay, but I kind of already did an overlay for week 2, so I was like, do I add a new one or like do I just explain this one in more like depth? Because I also did that a little bit in week 2 since the artist that I chose has like a very notebooky, papery style. I'm explaining too much.
Yep.
Sorry, we're not even reviewing my art yet. Yeah, it's just week 2. I'm sorry, guys.
Because for mine I had a hard time too. So I can probably share the screen for let me see if I can go on to I just don't want to show my grade.
I can pop up everybody else's for now if we want to.
Okay.
And we'll start with here, let me go to Blanca's first since I have yours popped up. I'll share.
Okay, let me allow it. There it goes.
Is it sharing? I don't really know how to work this.
I don't see it.
I don't see anything.
Oh, there we go. Desktop.
Um,
Oops, I hit the wrong thing.
Sorry, my dog wants to get out.
Zoom. There. There we go. There. Now is it working?
Yeah.
Did I get
Yes.
it? Yes. Okay. Okay, so this is your week 1.
Yes, I think we only had to critique the new designs from 2 and 3.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
Let me check it says review and critique each attendee's design work produced in weeks 1 through 3 of this course.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
This
So,
is your
I mean,
person you picked, right?
yeah, so her
Okay.
name was Veronica Fuente. Her designs are very like clean, bold, and just kind of to the point.
Mhm.
And so that's what I was trying to do. And so since I wanted to add like color into there, I just picked the first one, and that's where all the lines and different colors come from. And I know he said he wanted us to like kind of make it our own. So I
Mhm.
didn't use the same like exact bold colors like her.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, when I got the grade back, it wasn't too bad. The only thing he suggested was that like it was a little too moody and like down. So in my new one, I added like a lot more things. But for now, that's the design I had came up with
Mm.
based off of
You
her.
on your week 3, right? You added.
Yeah. And so I
Yeah,
wanted to add
there it
more
is.
color, and that's where the yellow comes in to make it like a little bit more vibrant. And I wanted to add more organic, like flowy shapes. So I
Mhm.
did the where her name is and the title, and I wanted it to like focus on there. So that's where that came in, and I put the little what was it called? Like the little explanation of like the art show or
The supporting text, I think is what he called it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that. I put that in the little blue text, and then the date, not date. Well, no, yeah,
Event
the time,
details.
address,
Yeah.
and the other little bubble. So
I,
that's what I came up with. I wasn't really sure how to add stuff into it. Like I
yeah.
probably wouldn't have chose that design if it was going to be turned into a flyer because I feel like the background is just a lot going on.
Mm.
I mean, the only critique I kind of saw was the this bubble right here.
Uh-huh.
I would have made it just a little bigger just because your E looks like it's kind of blending in with the green, the dark green right there. But
Okay.
That was
you
the,
like the right color.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
That was the same thing that I saw. It's
Mhm.
just making the shape a little bigger.
Okay.
Mm, I would say for the shape, I like the shape. I would just say like for the color, like if you could have like made like kind of like a gradient effect to where like it blends in, like it goes like darker from like the edges, like inner lighter. So then it gives like kind of like a 3D effect to where it will like stand out, but it also help the your lettering stand out as well
So
from the
almost like
background.
a shadow effect-ish,
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of.
like a shadow effect.
Okay. That makes
Mm.
I guess the only thing that like that I would ask y'all like on y'all's opinion would probably be like, are the colors like should I have done something to like change like the inner circle, like the I guess more organic looking shape? Because I wanted
Mhm.
to add like more sh organic shapes as well, but I just didn't know where that would fit into.
No, I do like that organic
I like the
shape right
color shape.
there.
Yeah.
Me
Oh
too.
yeah.
I see where you tried to throw in the yellow to take away from some of that gloomy blue and
Yeah, I didn't. I
I mean,
really honestly wasn't too sure what else to add into it to change how that looked.
where your greens are, you could have done those yellow maybe instead.
Mm, okay.
So you wouldn't have to just do like the whole, I mean, it still stands out. It's very, very nice.
hmm
Mhm.
Well, I would say for like the purple circle, like with the dark on dark, it kind of is a little bit, just a little bit harder to see. I would like make like the February, like I would try to like make it like a brighter purple, like how you did like with the blue here, like in the middle, like where it has like the organic shape. I would just
Mhm.
like make it like a tad more bit. lighter, so then it wouldn't be like so dark with the darker purple. Just like add like just a little bit more colors, but we'll make it the word a little bit more lighter and stuff. So yeah, but everything else is like I really like it. It's nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really like this piece.
Thank
do
you.
too.
Hmm.
I like it that it's more like showing the shapes, like it's showing the circle, and it's showing like different fonts for it too.
Mm.
I wanted it to, I know her, sorry, my cat keeps smacking me. I know like in her work, like her font was just very kind of like I don't want to say like bland, but I'll just say like more businessy and like blocky. Like nothing really too fun. So that's kind of what I try to stick with. And then I guess I picked black just so that it would stand out since there's already so much color.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I kind of do wish I had added in a little bit more of like curvature lines, like where like the date, February 26th. I think it probably would have looked cool if I added something into the description of what the event was on the blue one. But I don't know.
Hmm.
I like that also it mostly does to bring you into the poster. That's what I like about it because it's mostly like it's like brings you on like you trying to touch like trying to like touch the flyer or something like that or the lines because
Mhm.
like they're moving up and down.
Like a wave effect,
Yes.
like a wave effect. Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading your supporting text. I thought it was fine with the explains what the event is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that y'all think I could have added or done better besides I guess the E?
Mm.
Not from the
Actually,
top
I
of
think
my
y'all
head.
might have answered that. Yeah, I think y'all answered that. I'm sorry.
I know, and I say it like I'm not supposed to be saying that. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
I just want to make sure everyone gave a critique before we move on to the next person, though.
Okay.
I do want to say that I like how the first thing you do see is the artist name and the gallery name and the grand opening, so you know kind of what you're looking at.
Okay, that was what I was mainly
Yeah.
aiming for. I was like, there's a lot going on, and I just hope that that's the main thing that everybody sees first.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Cool. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
I have Jasmine and Harmonies. Do one of you want to go
I
next?
can go next.
Okay.
Just to get it out the way.
Do we just want to go right to the week 3, or do we want to look? Does everyone want to look at week 1 and 2, or?
Doesn't
Mm.
matter.
Doesn't
I
matter.
mean, I mean, really, we're all trying to perfect our week 3s, so.
Yeah.
So this is your week 3 design, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Fine.
checkered one above that one was the
Mhm.
original design. It was this, yes, this one.
Yeah.
This one was the original design of Louise. Like I said, I don't know if I pronounced her last name right, Phil or Philly. And
Mhm.
with her design, her designs based more on